Yo, how's everyone going? Today I'm gonna be talking about sleep. So I think it's current for me because I'm about to go to sleep. So it's probably gonna be a short one, and I've been like trying to optimize this and learning things about it from places like Huberman Lab and podcasts and things like that. So yeah, the first thing is morning sunlight. You wouldn't really think of this when you're thinking of sleep because you kind of think of things that are like close to when you're going to sleep. But morning sunlight is like the small thing that has like a huge outsized effect on your circadian rhythm. So number one, it increases your cortisol and like your adrenaline, and it starts the like adenosine timer. You don't need to know all this stuff, but it's like basically starts the timer for 16 hours of when you'll sleep or when you'll be tired and go to sleep next. If that makes sense. So the way you do this, if you haven't heard this before, it's basically on a sunny day, around 5 to 10 minutes of morning sunlight, not staring directly at the sun, but being outside, looking. What is it? Sets in the west, eastward, I guess. So yeah, and then if it's more cloudy or whatever, then that would be could be 10 minutes, and it could be up to 30 minutes that you have to be out there. So you could do something else while you're out there, like reading or whatever habit you want to do in the morning. And it's important that it's like within the first hour, which is kind of like it's kind of easy to not do it and it's easy to do it, but it's definitely worth it. The next thing is like a cold shower in the morning, or using temperature in general. So it's like a cold shower in the morning and a warm shower at night is the best way I found to do this. So the reason you take a cold shower in the morning is a similar thing as the like increasing your adrenaline and all that stuff. It like follows that same path, and it also increases your body temperature. So it's like it's counterintuitive. Like cold shower, you'd think maybe that would decrease your body temperature, but no. Decreasing your body temperature comes from, or basically it's like relative. So if you decrease your external body temperature by putting cold water on yourself, then your body's like, oh shit, it's getting really cold, so we should increase the core body temperature to like compensate, if that makes sense. So it's like the opposite for warm water. Now you want your internal body temperature to increase, or your core body temperature to increase when you wake up, and then you want it to be decreased when you are going to sleep and when you're about to go to sleep. That's why you take a cold shower in the morning, and that increases your body temperature, and it helps with this stacking effect of other habits I'm going to talk about. Warm shower in the night is the opposite. It cools your internal body temperature, which is also counterintuitive, but the same process applies, but just vice versa or swapped. The next thing is, so you have that, and then exercise. So exercise timing is important. You can either exercise like, a lot of people do their weightlifting or their cardio like in either kind of in the early day or in like the evening time. So I would say it's important to understand that if you do lift, I lift in the evening just because it's like the only way it's possible for me in my schedule currently. I lift then, and it does increase your body temperature, and it will like push back this clock sort of the time you have to go to sleep, if that makes sense. So it's not necessarily optimal, but is what it is. And then in terms of like exercising in the morning, you can use this again to increase your core body temperature, which is by exercising. Like it could be anything, just like jump roping or like a little bit of cardio, a little jog, or a little even just like a walk around the block or anything like that. Yeah, I haven't really been doing this, but I want to try to implement that probably like over the summer when I have more time in my morning routine. It's pretty like limited time frame in the morning for me, so we'll probably add that in a little bit. You don't necessarily have to do all of these, but I would say morning sunlight is the most essential, and the rest of these are helpful. And if you stack them, your sleep will improve, and your quality of sleep will improve, and everything like that. So that's better. Next thing is caffeine. I don't really think you should have caffeine, but I don't mean if you like it, that's fine. Just try to have it early in the day because it can like mess up adenosine and mess up your ability to go to sleep if you have it like after 12, I think. So yeah. We have caffeine. Next one is gonna be like light. So it's tangent to the morning sunlight, but it's these lights, like, artificial lights and things like that. So in in the morning you want to get the morning sunlight. That helps with everything, like I said. And then once the sun sets, wherever you are in the world, once the sun sets, unless you're in, like, fucking Alaska or some shit where there's like northern lights or something and it sets at 2 p.m. or something, maybe you might have to like use your judgment or something. But if you're, within like a normal daylight cycle or whatever, when the sun sets, you want to try to dim your lights. So like right now I've got my light like dimmer than it usually is in my videos, and my screen is like dimmed and stuff like that, and I have like a shade thing, so it'll like shade everything and make it dimmer, just because you want to keep the lighting as low as possible. Yeah. So those are the main things. I can go in depth if anyone needs any clarification, and I'll probably make a few more videos as I learn more and go into depth on each of these things and the importance of sleep also, which I think is maybe like understated sometimes. So yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one. One-on-one coaching down below. Have a good night. See you. Peace.